Ta-da! I think I set it up. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see. Hi. Tank is running around the floor, if you can hear him. Do you want to say hi? You want to say hi, baby? You want to say hi? He does not want to say hi. Sorry. There was a brief interlude there where the camera died. Tank is in the garden. I tried to show him to you, but you did not take. But now the darling is in the garden, being sweet. And I can see him whilst I shoot my video, so if my vision goes across, I'm very sorry, but I'm trying to look after my puppy. If he just chased his tail for the first time, that was really cute. What is Icky talking about today? What is Icky ever talking about? It's trans stuff. Imagine if I was just like one day like, hey, I'm here to talk to you about politics. I don't know anything else about anything else. But the camera should be a bit lower, so I lowered it. I hope that's okay with you. I am talking about T4T and what T4T is, why it exists, why maybe you would want to do it, I guess, or just kind of explaining it and its purpose in the world. Initially, you might not know what T4T stands for, You might not know what T4T stands for off the bat. That is very hard to keep repeating. It stands for trans. It's a dating term for people who are trans who want to date other people that just so happen to be trans. I think, to me personally, it's kind of obvious why it exists, but you know, maybe to you or other people it's not. It is kind of a safety thing. Being part of a community, people in that community understand you the best, most of the time. And so sometimes cis people aren't very nice. Not you, if you're cis, but the other ones. Sometimes they're not very nice. And you know, you can want the safety of someone who is going through the exact same situation as you. I have lost my puppy. He's there, it's fine. Is pretty much the first reason. The reason that this exists and that people are into this and is a thing is because the trans experience is so difficult to explain. It's very hard for cis people to understand it. And, you know, if it was easy for cis people to understand it, I think there'd be a lot less hateful people. It's very, very hard to get across how your gender identity doesn't match your existence, or how you don't feel comfortable in your body, or how you want to be different and that your brain is different. It's really hard to get that across in a way that is relatable. Cis people will understand it. It's a pretty easy concept, you know. Brain doesn't match body. But they don't feel it. They've never experienced it. They have only ever been comfortable in their body. So, you know, it's like almost impossible to be relatable in that situation. It can be easier to date someone who's going through exactly what you're going through. They are transitioning at whatever stage compared to you. They have had roughly the same thoughts, feelings, a lot of similar experiences. It's just reassuring and you get like a deeper understanding. Not to say that, you know, if you have a cis partner, they're not going to understand you. They will do their best. And, you know, you can still have like a deep connected relationship. I'm not saying anything like that. Into the next point as to why it kind of follows on. Sex and dysphoria could be, you know, mitigated, reduced, a lot easier to handle when it's to trans people compared to compared to a trans and a cis person. You know, if you are a transbian, a trans lesbian, and you want to date girls, dating cis girls could make you incredibly dysphoric. It could be difficult. It could just be not very fun because the women that you date could expect a different role than what you're happy to play. And dating a trans woman whilst being a trans woman, or dating a trans man whilst being a trans man, it provides you that comfort that you both, you know, are more open to talk about it. You know your role. I'm so sorry, my puppy's staring at me. Hold on. You may see him in the background, probably. Hi, buddy. Anyway, I'm so sorry for this. This is a mess. This is the first time that I'm looking after him completely on my own. You know, I'm a single mom right now. It's difficult. Dating somebody that's trans whilst being trans, whether you're a trans man dating a trans woman, trans man dating a trans man, trans woman dating a trans woman, non-binary dating everybody, I don't know. Whatever role, whatever, you know, relationship that you want, it can be a little bit more comfortable, a little bit easier to attain in like a queer relationship or a trans relationship. I say trans like it's a fight. I am kind of in a T4T relationship. I am technically dating a cis guy, but technically in the same way that a tomato is technically a fruit. you know, and to be honest, it has been quite a lot easier than other relationships. I've dated a cis guy, and that was a lot more dysphoria inducing. I was a lot more stressed all the time, and this is kind of a lot easier. I don't have to worry about how I look as a woman when my boyfriend is a girl. It provides like a different level of comfort. I can't really explain it fully. It's just, you lose a lot of that like ingrained judgment. Like, I'm not saying all cis people are judgmental, they are definitely not, and they are great. You can find people who try very hard to understand you and have great relationships. But, you know, if they've not dated a trans person before, you're their, you know, first time, or they just don't have much experience in general, it can be difficult, and they can have, you know, ingrained negative connotations of what trans people are, or what to expect from you. And to be honest, it's understandable, because trans people have those ingrained negative connotations anyway, because all of media is that we are evil and horrible, and I wrote notes. I'm a note writer now. I've turned over a new leaf being a mum. I am way more prepared. I am not prepared. One day maybe I'll write a script. Wouldn't that be cool if I just come at you with a script? I think it would be weird, and it wouldn't really fit the vibe. I kind of like that these are personal and we have a little break to be silly. Well, I'd be silly. You probably just sit there getting annoyed that I'm not hurrying up. For my last video, some people put in the comments and were wondering that, does being T4T or only wanting to date trans people as a trans person make you a chaser? No, it doesn't. Mostly for the reasons I've outlined. You're not dating that person just because they're trans, but you feel comfortable with them because they're trans. You still need to love them or like them. You need to like their personality and, you know, all the other normal relationship things. But because they have the fundamental similarity to you, you feel safer. It's not like a chaser vibe where they want to fuck you because you're transgender. Safety can be a really big part of this, you know, like feeling safe dating people who are trans. Obviously, it's not going to be 100% safe. Nothing is 100% safe, but on average, if you go on a date with a random trans person, it's probably going to be a lot safer than a stranger cis person who's like sliding in your DMs and stuff. There is just more of a mutual understanding, and this doesn't just happen with trans people. There are plenty of, you know, communities that like to stick within their own communities, which is completely fine and valid, because like I said, you get a better understanding, and there is like just an initial connection already. You have a lot to talk about and share. I am very happy in my honorary T4T relationship, even though it technically is not, and you know, I'll take the L if it isn't, but it's cool. I like it. It's the, you know, there's a lot of understanding. There's a lot of like comfort that I wasn't awarded in previous relationships. Not that it was the fault of anyone I was dating. It was more of a me thing, and it's completely fine to just be a you thing. It doesn't have to be that your partner is, or like your previous partners or people you go on dates with are like not doing enough to make you feel comfortable. It can just be that you just don't feel comfortable. You know, being trans is a very vulnerable thing, especially like if you're early on. I would still say that I'm early in my transition. 3 years is not very long. It's, you know, I'm adjusting. I feel like a baby. And it's nice to date somebody who has some experience, even slightly, with screwing around with their gender, even if it's just things like strange looks in public, or making you feel comfortable about your body, or not making things a big deal. You know, sometimes cis people can go out of their way to make things like okay, like this, like make you feel fine about something that you otherwise wouldn't think about. I think that's everything. I think I did it. I think I talked about everything there is to know. I feel like there maybe is more things, but I don't know them, and maybe that means they don't matter. No, put in the comments some stuff about T4T if you've experienced it that could help other people who are thinking about this, or just your random thoughts, because you will anyway, but try to make them nice. Usually you make them nice, and I like that. It's fun. For watching this video, thank you to Tank for being a really good boy, just the best boy. Oh no, he's got something in his mouth. Be right back. I'm fluffing his mouth. It's okay. He has been a very good boy. He sat very quietly the whole time. He's great. Love him. Thank you for watching my videos. Please come back for the next video, otherwise I will cry.